So,
round two.
Geneva's hair, take two. Right now I'm cutting Geneva's split ends off. She hasn't gotten her hair trimmed since she first started going natural about 8 months ago. So we are going through and trimming it out because her hair has finally said that enough is enough. And it will not hold moisture the way it's supposed to, causing her to put a lot more product on it than she needs to. And it's just generally being very unhappy with the state of its life. My basic process is I part it. I take a product that's pretty light. We're using hair milk. It's pretty good. It's lightweight. It's got vitamin E in it. So I put it on before I actually cut it. So that way when I comb through her hair, I'm putting all the oil from the hair milk through her actual hair so she doesn't have to moisturize her ends when I'm finished. So it's kind of a 2-for-1. I'm greasing her scalp and I'm making sure her actual hair is moisturized all in one go. So a lot of people don't really know when it comes time to cut their own hair, how they know which ends are broken and what's good. Geneva's hair is pretty easy. Her hair is really curly, but it's very independent and wants to curl on its own little separate strand. So you know which part of her hair needs to be cut by the little knotties that come at the end that don't want to go through the comb. So it's not a lot of hair that actually needs to be cut. Her hair is pretty resilient despite the fact that she's been ignoring the end of it for 8 months. So she doesn't need to cut off half as much hair as she probably thought that she had to in the beginning. So that's that. It's not a lot of hair that got cut, just a little bit. So that's the basic process, and I'm just going to keep going through. And I'm going to use the end of the comb. A lot of people, when they first part their hair, are going to use the teeth. You pull out a lot of unnecessary hair doing it that way. If I use the end of the rat tail, it just comes through a lot smoother. It doesn't get caught, it doesn't get tangled up in anything, usually. So I can just go through, part it. I'm a little OCD, so all my lines have to be straight. And I like to be cutting about the same amount of hair every cut. So I like my lines straight. Some people, especially when you're doing your own hair and you're cutting the back, don't worry about having the lines perfectly straight. Don't worry about, oh, how much hair am I cutting, blah, blah, blah. As long as you get rid of it and you don't get scissor happy and overcut and take out too much of your hair, then you're fine. So this is the basic process. I know some people like to cut their hair with twists, but in my mind, no two twists are created equal. Your hair is not the same length, no matter how well you cut it all the way around. Your hair grows at different rates in different areas, so you might twist your hair and, let me just demonstrate on Geneva. If I say twist this section right here and I take this in half, this section of hair is shorter than this section here, if you can see the two lengths. So when I twist, really I'm only cutting this part of her hair in the back, the longer section. The shorter section ends up wrapped up in a twist and nothing ever happens to it. So I don't like doing the whole twist method. It actually ends up looking a little sloppy to me. So I prefer to do it the good old-fashioned way and part it, cut it as needs be, and then move on to the next section.
We can turn it off.